Good morning and welcome to the Media Speaks Live Saturday morning news show. I'm D. Lake for Prez. I'm joined this morning by Sam, IB DeGangi, Sam of the Correct Views, and the band passing time, a Samuel.
Welcome to the Saturday edition.
Awesome. And Sam, you and I, we are joined by Anne Marie. Anne, how are you doing?
Hi, good. How are you doing?
Doing awesome. I thought we could just jump right in this morning and start talking about the general election 2016. It's kind of a generic headline, but there's a lot going on, and it's getting closer and closer. On Tuesday, California, a couple other states are going to vote over the weekend. Here's something that's funny. California, the biggest state in terms of population and delegates, especially concerning the Democrats, the tight race between the senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders, and the former Secretary of State, former First Lady, former Senator Hillary Clinton. Now, it is a tight race. Hillary is trying to focus on Donald Trump, and the general election is what we're going to talk about today. Sort of dismissing Bernie. I have a feeling that Hillary is actually going to have the number of delegates needed to cross the threshold to be the nominee this weekend before Monday, or before Tuesday, like on Monday. Like on Sunday, she'll have it. Because there's a couple islands that are voting, and there's enough delegates there to push her over just this weekend alone before. But then it still comes down to California because it could just change the narrative. But it won't change the narrative because the Hillary Clinton machine will shut Bernie down. Bernie is done. I'm sorry, I had to get that last part out there. Go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
There is, I want to say it's London Guardian. I'm not sure. I'm looking it up now. Where if Sanders takes California, she could lose a massive amount of super delegates. I'm sorry, it was the Independent. I spoke poorly.
That would have to be crossover delegates, people that, crossed over.
This is U.S. election 2016. Hillary could lose Democratic nomination to Bernie Sanders because a big win in the June 7th primary could hand Sanders hundreds more delegates, which would call into question her presidency. And it says that there's been an influx of 1.5 million people since January in California. And the additional restraints, it said 218% increase compared to 2012, and it's likely to include younger people, which is going to be for Sanders. And
Sanders on the metrics is doing better this year than Barack Obama did in 2008 with the youth vote. I was just reading that,
This is the important paragraph. If Sanders were to win in California, it could seriously call into question Mrs. Clinton's candidacy in the general election, and could result in a number of superdelegates, including distinguished party leaders and elected officials who are free to support any candidate for the presidential nomination. In other words, because they are not pledged, she has a real risk of losing them. That would mean her delegate count is going to go to Sanders.
Mm-hmm. Well, Susan Sarandon, famous actress, brought up this week that but she's for Sanders, but she brought up the point that Hillary Clinton's indictment over the email scandal is quote-unquote inevitable. I don't know if you saw that news, Anne Marie, but how do you feel about that and also the other things that we've been talking about? Go ahead.
Well, I know Susan Sarandon's really been outspoken. I mean, I think she was even on like Stephen Colbert's late night show, and she basically said, the same thing. They showed a picture of her with Hillary. She used to be like really close friends with Hillary, not just a supporter, but she said she was like friends with her. And
like Donald Trump, they have a picture of them together, and it's like, what is this?
Yeah, and I mean, she really. I don't know if that's really going to happen with Hillary. I mean, that's like wishful thinking because they need like evidence, and we know that a lot of those emails were deleted. So,
well, there is bombshell evidence today. Just real quick while you bring it up, that Hillary posted names of hidden intelligence officials on her email. Many of them are redacted with the code B3CIA PERS, as in personal or / organization ORG there. And just real quickly, FBI investigators could figure out that Clinton violated the Espionage Act by mishandling national defense information through gross negligence. And I believe that's criminal. So I just wanted to jump in there with that. Emery, if you could continue, that'd be great.
Well, I just think that I mean, I really just I would. It's like almost unbelievable to me that they wouldn't get away with anything. They've gotten away with so many things over the years. I just don't believe that she's actually going to get in trouble for anything.
Right.
I mean,
so the Clinton family and Hillary Clinton's legacy of getting away with stuff just means that she's just going to get away with this one too, right?
yeah, that's why I'm really not a Hillary supporter. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it's just like when George Bush's mother said there's been enough Bushes in the White House. I feel like there's been enough Clintons in the White House too. And just
Good call. Good call. Sam IV, what do you got?
I've been saying for a long time, I think the problem here, let me get my, I have to get the official, let me get my official Hillary Clinton halo here. Whenever you're speaking of Hillary Clinton, you need your official Hillary Clinton halo.
Oh, yeah.
She has...
Such an angel.
The trouble with Hillary is, while you could argue that as many people dislike Trump as they do Hillary, we have disliked Hillary for a lot longer than many. And that's going to be where she picks up a lot of people because she doesn't have anything to run on in debate. She has ruined Libya. She has lied. She wasn't even able to keep her own people safe in Libya. She's lied about this email problem. And I mean, way back to Clinton with China game. She's the reason China has nuclear missiles pointed at America today.
Yeah, but Sam, it's more important that she turned off Susan Sarandon, and now Susan's for Bernie Sanders. But forget about selling secrets to China, Sam. Come on, just put us back in the office, and we can do it again.
Yeah, do it again. That way we can make sure North Korea has better missiles.
Don't they need more secrets? And so Trump said that someone questioned him, would you sit down and have a conversation with the leader of North Korea? Now, to my knowledge, Donald Trump has never said the name. He calls him the maniac. He says he, uses the pronouns. They said, would you ever sit down and talk to him? He goes, yeah, I would potentially sit down to talk to him in a negotiation type setting. Last night in his speech at a rally, he's like, yeah, I said I would sit down with him, but I'm not going there.
Well, yeah, and also let's remember, everyone's calling him out for this, but everybody laughed at Ronald Reagan, too. And what he did was brought us the longest period of peace with Russia that, hasn't been able to be destroyed except by Obama. I noticed this. This is from The Guardian. I was going to get to this on my show, but I need to thin the herd out anyway over here. North Korea praises Trump and urges voters to reject Doll Hillary. It says, North Korean state media has praised U.S. President Donald Trump and said he's a wise politician with and a far-sighted candidate. Now, Kim Jong-un here, who gets fatter and fatter with his love for Swiss cheese, has been saying, I didn't make that up, it's really true, there are many positive aspects to Trump's inflammatory policies. Trump said he will not get involved in a war between the North and the South, and isn't this fortunate for North Korea? And basically he's saying that once America pulls out of South Korea, that North Korea may just take it. It's pretty much what he's alluding to. But it says that we knew the slogan Yankee Go Home would come like this. The day when Yankee Go Home becomes real in the world of North Korea, in the world of Korean unification. What they're not understanding is Trump is saying two things, and they're only hearing one. He's saying we're going to leave, and South Korea is going to utterly mow over you, and we are not going to help you. That's what he's saying, and I think Kim Jong-un has tried to spin that in his favor.
I'm looking something up, Sam. Go ahead.
Yes, I think he's trying to play that to his advantage. What do you think, Anne-Marie?
The other thing I think of when I think of North Korea, and I was like Dennis Rodman a few years ago. Remember, he was like on Celebrity Apprentice. Yeah. He went over there to North Korea, and I remember, he was saying that he was going to help get like this prisoner out who was like American, and everybody was really upset with Dennis Rodman for there and playing. Like they actually played basketball games. He actually brought other players. Like they had a whole team, and they played.
I was upset about that, but I have to bounce something off you and let me know if you think it's true. I've only heard the rumor, and there's no way you'd ever be able to prove it. But do you know how they used actors and actresses? They weren't CIA. Like you always hear actors during World War II were CIA agents. That's an awfully big brush. But a lot of times, CIA would use connections that actors were able to get or already had and say, hey, get close to him. If you can tell us anything, please do. And I have wondered if maybe they didn't use Dennis Rodman that way. Not saying they sent him like a CIA agent, Dennis Rodman. That's not what I'm saying. But I think since he was already in that direction, I wouldn't be surprised if the reason he was allowed to bend certain rules with interactions with North Korea was because maybe he was like, yeah, he gets up at this hour, he goes to bed at this hour, that kind of stuff. I don't think he's hiding in the shadows with a gun.
Damn, that was what. I don't know if he was sent there to assassinate him and didn't do it, but that's like the whole plot of the movie, The Interview. That was such a big story.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Last year at Christmas, or 2 years ago at Christmas time.
I remember.
The Seth Rogen and James Franco comedy where James Franco's like a celebrity and they're, Kim Jong wants him to come to North Korea. And then the CIA gets involved like, oh, this is the perfect time to kill him. Anyways, I set up for sound, so we might get some echo here. So let me just play this real quick.
If we turn against each other based on divisions of race or religion, come on, try getting it out. Ding, 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 ding. Bung.
That's all, folks.
Okay, the headline basically this week was that Trump turned Barack Obama into a stuttering mess, but in fact it was, that was Obama giving a speech trying to talk trash about Trump as he's stuttering, like kind of, I don't know, he was really stuttering really hard. I don't know if you saw that, Emery. What do you think?
I didn't see that before.
Yeah, don't make fun of people with a stutter though, because then you could be accused of, Remember when Donald Trump said that Charles Krauthammer just sits around and talks a whole gang of mess, but it turns out that Charles Krauthammer's in a wheelchair. So I mean, is that another example of Trump, making fun of the elderly? I didn't know, or the disabled, and elderly. I didn't know that Krauthammer was in a wheelchair. That was news to me. So I was like,
did I?
Yeah. So if Trump says he just sits around and talks trash, I mean, is that insulting?
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, I think a lot of people know that, and I think Trump probably knows that too. I knew it. It's like he can't really move. I mean, he's like a paraplegic, kind of like he can't
I
move.
didn't know that. I know that. I feel bad now because I used to always say he looks like he's made out of wood and someone carved him. No, I really didn't know. I had no clue. I would have never said that. I would like to now retract the many times on my show that I have mocked Krauthammer. I legitimately did not know. No, and I have made fun of him for years, so I'd like to publicly address that.
No, I mean, Sam, to your defense, even in mocking Krauthammer, or when he's talking about Krauthammer, Trump will assume like a stiffened up, bored in position. I'm Charles Krauthammer when he does like an impression.
Me too.
And that one time he was talking about that one guy that he said he didn't know, and he was like, oh, but the guy is kind of like a oh, so it was like, oh man, he's making fun of the disabled. But I don't think that's really played because people understand it, or they. I mean, I don't know.
Well, that and the other thing is, I have noticed, I thought Obama would do a little bit better when his teleprompter died than he did. I mean, I've never thought of him as a Bill Clinton good speaker like Clinton used to be, but he has a certain cadence where I thought that he would have been able to hold his own for at least a little while. He couldn't at all.
And this week, Hillary Clinton was here in San Diego, where I'm at, and
I bet it still stinks.
okay, look, I have tickets. I didn't make it, but Trump was at the convention center. Now go to Google Maps for San Diego. The convention center is gigantic. Just to give you an idea of the size, that's where they hold the famous Comic-Con every year. The Comic-Con. You know how many people go to the Comic-Con? That's how many people like filled this gigantic convention center for Trump. Hillary had her affair at like a restaurant ballroom at Balboa Park, where there's already people because they're there to be at Balboa Park, and she filled the ballroom with like a trained audience for a crowd, and delivered her prepared remarks on the teleprompters, and she reads it like, hello, hello, goodbye, goodbye. And like, that's pretty much how she does it. She tries to say all this stuff about how dangerous Trump is. Is she right or wrong? I mean, did you see that speech, and how did you guys feel about it? Go ahead. If you didn't see it, it's fine. I mean,
no, I didn't know. I didn't want to. I couldn't tell if Anne-Marie had started. No, I saw Gary Johnson in a place about the same size, so Hillary is crashing quickly.
Are we going to talk at all about Trump at the convention? Because I know, like last week at the San Diego rally, like last week's show. Did you want to talk about that at all? Like what?
Sure.
did I want to talk about the riots and the violence, especially what just occurred 2 days ago in San Jose, here in California, also not far from San Diego?
I wanted to talk about what Trump said at the rally, because last week I wanted to talk about.
Okay, fine. Everything that happens inside the rally is fine. I mean, but we are going to get to what happens outside the rally, where all the violence and
what did he say?
Okay, well, the first thing is that he denied that California was experiencing a drought. He said that the government is dumping fresh water into the ocean in order to protect a 3-inch fish.
He's talking about bringing the water back and opening up the rivers and the channels that have been cut off by regulation.
Yeah, they've cut.
He wants the water. He wants water flowing to California.
Okay, wait, let me just say this. He said, this is a quote. He said, this is a quote, there is no drought, unquote.
There isn't. They're making the drought by rerouting the rivers.
But there is a drought. I mean, it hasn't rained. It's been the driest 4-year period in history. It had a record low rainfall and snow.
I watched the speech that you're talking about, and you're like, there is no drought. But you have no context. You do not have anything but the like 4 words. I mean, come on. If you saw the whole thing in context and what he was talking about and the crowd that he was speaking to in California and talking about bringing the water through, then you would see. Okay, just this week there was they were trying to bring a case against political speech because early in his campaign, Mike Huckabee, who ran for president this year, last year he said, on the campaign trail, yes, if you'd like to give $10, $15, that'd be great. If anyone wants to shower me with $1 million, but he switched it up. He's like, yeah, and if anyone wants to shower me with like $1 million, that'd be cool with me. And they tried to take just the quotes, not the way that he said it, and bring a case against political speech that it could have been against FEC rules for him to pander for more than 2,700 by saying, "Oh, shower me with millions." But he was obviously joking, and the case got thrown out.
Right, but he shouldn't say there is no drought. He can talk about the water, that he doesn't want the water. You know, he talked with more than 50 farmers.
If I'm thinking back, he said there is no drought in the sense that that's what these other people are saying. Like, that's what they're saying. And then you
well,
yeah.
The quote is, they don't understand. Nobody understands it. There is no drought. They turn the water out into the ocean. I'm just saying that he shouldn't say...
Right there. There is no drought. In other words, the drought is manufactured by the big companies and the state, and that's what he wants to get rid of. Yeah, there is a drought, but there shouldn't be. There's not really, because if we had the water coming through, there wouldn't be. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, there hasn't been as much.
It's like the Da Vinci Code. You have to know. You have to watch how he says.
There hasn't been that much rain, but there wouldn't be drought conditions if they weren't rerouting the water.
Boom.
But even if they can't reroute the water, because we know, like, you know, there's different people saying different things about that. But really, it's probably going to take like a long-term solution. It's not going to be if he becomes president. They need like a desalinization plant. They run on wind. They can run on wind or solar energy.
Did you just say desal? Did you just say desalinization?
Yeah, that's what they need.
Desal, Sam, desal.
Get the salt out.
Desal, Sam, the word of the day maybe? Desal?
Oh, yes.
It's short for desalinization, which means taking the salt out of the water. The salt water, you know, that thing we call the Pacific Ocean here in California, and then we can drink it.
Leave a comment, word of the day. You're going to get something awesome. Leave a comment, say you heard the word of the day. The other thing I've covered, and I've mentioned this on multiple Fukushima shows, and it's usually not popular among people who live in California, but it's true. If you look at California's history of temperature for the last 3,000 years, it has been the driest, hottest, most inhospitable, should never be lived in place for 3,000 years. There has been a small fluke that has happened pretty much within the last few hundred years that have made it such a nice place. It is, according to the last 3,000 years, the single most inhospitable place to live in America without counting Alaska. It was never meant to be lived in, and I think it's reverting back to what it's always been. Well, not always, but you know what I mean. I'm sure at some point it was probably snow-covered, but every other definition of the word always, it's going back to what it's always been. It's going to be a dry hellhole again. That's what it's been, and that's what it's going to return to. Sorry, D-Late.
Well, you know what I found online that was interesting, because, you know, I'm always researching water, because I'm always, like, worried about where I live and the water where I live, or, you know, stuff like that. So I found this. George Bush, and this is George W. Bush, he bought nearly 300,000 acres in Paraguay. So, and he did this while he was president. And they said
Paraguay.
that
Paraguay, that's where they got the blue gold, all the water, the best water, Paraguay. Bush family, Paraguay. Go ahead.
He bought it in this Chaco region. It's CHACO region of Paraguay. Now this place, they have a picture of it online. It looks like a desert. I mean, there's nobody that lives there. He's not going to be making like a condominium, you know, like place. Nobody lives there. So they investigated this, and they said that it's semi-arid, sparsely populated. Like, why would he do this? That's a lot of land. So the real reason they think he did this, now remember this is 300,000 acres. Why would he do that? And they said water. They said his land rests atop of one of the largest freshwater aquifers in the world. This is what it's called, the aquifer. It's Aquifero Granero. It's Acuifero, and then it's Granary. It's like Guarani. And
Yeah,
they say that,
Guarani Aquifer. Bush family,
yeah,
buy it up. What is the
they
Bush
said that
family's interest in Paraguay? I now know
it,
why. Okay.
it,
Sorry.
it's they say it's roughly 460,000 square miles under parts of Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, and Argentina, this, aquifer. And it's estimated to contain 8,900 cubic miles of water. So they said, picture a pool nearly 3 times the size of California. And
Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at this one. Wait, where? Okay.
yeah, so basically,
Look at
why?
this.
I mean, it's a ton of water. Someday they're going to be selling us, forget oil, because we know that, like Bush, Cheney, they're all into oil. Now they're getting into water. And
Yeah,
they're
they
probably
call it blue gold. It's called blue gold. They struck
exactly,
gold with the blue right there.
exactly. And they say that 98% of this planet's water is salt water. The other 2%, almost 87% of the other 2% is trapped within glaciers and is inaccessible. So that makes that they say that makes 0.25% of the water on this earth is fresh, which is in underground or in rivers and lakes. So he's got a lot of it right there. So they're like wondering what he knows. Like, what did he know back in 2005, 2006 when he bought this? Because remember, his father was the head of the CIA at one point. Um, they said that there's been research. They said in 2008 there was research that estimated that 2/3 of the world's population is likely to live under water-stressed conditions by 2025. And already in California, you're under water-stressed conditions. And we know the water is gross in, like, there's chemicals in people's water, here. And, that's even water that they're getting from their well and things like that. So that just, like, they say that it's not just here, in California. There's extreme drought conditions everywhere, like in Beijing to Bakersfield. That's what they say in this article. And Bakersfield is in California. And that results in the loss of crops and economic growth, and it's forcing politicians to come up with better solutions. But what does the Bushes know? Why would he buy this land? There's nothing there. There's nobody that lives there. It's a desert. He bought it for the water. And like you said, it's called blue gold. And that's just scary because you could see from 2005 till now, look what's going on in California. There has been a drought. This has been record low rainfall. And, you
You
need
know what? You know what? The Bush family are oil men, and it
Right.
probably started out like looking for oil, and then they said, you know something? We might have something better than oil here, and you guys should probably buy this up. I mean, insider information, crony capitalism, of course, but it'll work out great for the Bush family, but maybe not everyone else. But thanks. If we have a drought in California and the Bush family has a gigantic aquifer, what the?
I forget the name of the person who had said it, but I ended up covering it on one of the monthly updates. He said it's a very expensive option, therefore it's not a very happy option. And there's an explosion risk, of course, hydrogen. But we have had the technology to make water for well over 100 years. We know how to make water. The science exists to make water. The trouble is it's extremely expensive, and who wants to have a hydrogen plant that could blow up at any moment? You'd have to put it in the middle of nowhere, and it would be very expensive to do. We can make water. The second thing is, while you're on screen share, type into Nestle California water. Nestle is stealing billions
Oh, yes.
of
Yeah.
gallons of water from California. They're another one that are creating these drought-like conditions to where the moisture they do get never gets to the people because Nestle is purchasing it. and silly.
And I think that goes to the routing of the water, which is what I think Trump was talking about. When he says there's not a drought. Yes, there is a drought. Yes, but there's not because there shouldn't be, is what he's saying. Because if we channeled the water correctly and didn't let Nestle get away with droughting us.
Read that fourth meme that Nestle pays only.
Nestle pays only $524 to extract 27 million gallons of California drinking water. Oh, is that right?
Yes, it is.
That's interesting.
A vile.
California suffers worst drought in history. Okay, now I'm just reading memes like it's news. Nestle continues to bottle 400 million gallons per year. But you know what? Why don't you take that information and go look it up on the internet for yourself? We're just here to help you find the news. That's what we do. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're all about. Don't forget today's word is desalinization. And since that's a big part of what we're talking about, let me just tell you what that is all about. And please leave your comments below about desal. Leave desal below.
It's a lot cheaper and safer than making water, as long as you're not using the Pacific Ocean, because you can't take tritium out of water. But,
oh, is that what it is? I was going to say let's use the whole Pacific, but we can't take the tritium out.
The Atlantic.
Why can we not take out the damn tritium? We can get the tritium out.
Tritium is such a small nuclear particle that tends to adhere to water molecules.
Well, if we can shrink a man down to the size of Ant-Man, then we can get in there and take care of those, okay? Get the tritium out. But desalinization is a process that removes minerals from saline water. It doesn't say the Pacific Ocean, okay? It says saline water. I mean, in my imagination, we just suck up the whole ocean and we drink it. More generally, desalinization may also refer to the removal of salts and minerals, as in soil desalinization, which also happens to be a major issue for agricultural production. And there's a huge desal plant that was built not that long ago here in California. And we could take a look at some images. But just realize that there's a lot of science that is happening in the world. And geez, I think that could possibly be the best segue that I've ever done for the science news. Sam, what do you have today? We didn't talk about flag burning and violence and all the crap that happened in San Jose, but you know what? Some lady got egged, and you know, it's not really. How do you feel about the flag burning this week, Anne-Marie? Did you see any of that flag burning?
I wanted to talk about Trump and his lawsuits. He keeps attacking this judge, and he keeps.
You
don't want to talk about that at all?
Go ahead.
Okay, I want to talk about it. I want to hear what you have.
Well, it's just that he mentioned it also. He's been mentioning this a lot.
I should mention that I feel like Trump's defense attorney at this point, but go ahead.
Well, basically, he's got 2 civil cases against him. Now, of course, it's not criminal. These are civil. But it's not very nice. I mean...
wait, that's an interesting distinction.
Well,
no, but that's an interesting distinction considering that Hillary could have a criminal trial, but you're just talking about a civil case, right? I mean, right?
Right, but it doesn't sound very good. Like, he's attacking this judge a lot, and he's saying that the judge is, like, Hispanic.
Not doing a good job, might be a little biased.
Right. Now,
said he thinks he might be Mexican based on his name, but that's cool.
Right, and he's been saying this a lot. Now, the only thing I can think about that is, now this could be like a conspiracy theory on my part, but maybe he's hoping for kind of like a mistrial or something, that he's saying that this judge...
He's already said the judge should recuse himself from the case.
Right. Now, the judge...
Not because he's of any particular race or descent, but because he is politicizing the case, and I mean, he's judging the case on like what the White House tells him to do.
Well, this is why, because this judge, there's 2 civil cases right now against Trump. Both of these cases were assigned to the same judge, both of them. So.
Well, I thought one was in New York and one was in San Diego.
Well, let's see. I think basically there's the Lowe case, and then there's like the Cohen case. Let me see, case accuses Trump of fraudulent business practices, and then the other one accuses him.
He's doomed. He only has 10,000 people with amazing 5-star report cards that say how amazing the thing was, and I watched a video the other day of some students that were like, it was great. The students are all in their like 40s and older, I would say. They're all like, yeah, I spent the money. I had the money. I did this program, and I really liked it, and now I've made even more money, and it was really helpful, and I made a lot of money.
Well, this is the problem.
I didn't have student loans. I paid it all back after one amazing deal when I learned, deal making through the Trump U. It wasn't even called that. I mean, the media is ridiculous. So the civil case is going to damage him? Is that what you're saying?
Well, there's a couple of problems here. One is that one of the cases, summary judgment is still pending. So we are still waiting. We're going to find out in July what happens with that. The other case, the judge denied summary judgment. So in law, that means it's going to go to trial. So that's why he's really upset right now. Now,
but wait, it's two different judges, right? Because you said it was one judge for both cases.
Well, it's been the same judge. That's why he's really probably upset about it. This is going on in California, I think, both these cases. So now, the Trump University lawsuit, that was, one of the lawsuits, and former employees gave statements that said that this was a complete scam. And the problem for Trump is that he was hands-on in marketing for this Trump University. I mean, he actually was hands-on. He can't say, well, I gave this job to somebody else and I didn't know what was going on. He actually was very hands-on.
It was another guy, his friend from a long time ago, that was primarily running it, though. I forgot his name.
Right, but he also made, supposedly he was very hands-on. These employees said this is why they thought it was a scam. They used tactics to make more money and squeeze every penny out of the student, and that's fraud. That's fraud. So basically, they would sign them up for a lower amount of money, and then once they came in and they signed up, they would say, if you really want to learn the secrets of real estate, pay us more money. And that's what they would do.
That part sounds a little funky, but if they can prove it, I mean, I don't know. Because, I mean, look, the level 5 costs a little bit more. I don't know. I mean, that makes sense to me.
Well, the New York
level 5 costs more than level 4. Am I wrong?
But that is wrong. That's fraud. If I sign up for something and you tell me I'm signing up for...
Did they know the cost of level 5 when they signed up for level 1? Did they know the cost for level 5 when they signed up for level 1?
I don't think anyone knew what was going on. I doubt these
you're saying you keep throwing out fraud, but I mean, fraud is if you didn't tell them what it was going to be.
Right.
If they told them what it was going to be, then fine, they knew. If you know the consequences, how could you be fraudulated?
Well, if you sign up for a course, even in college...
Fraudulated, is that a word? That should be the word of the day. Leave fraudulated down below in the comments, thanks. I'll probably do that later.
But if you sign up for something and it costs a certain amount of money and you expect something for your money, and then you get there and they say, well, if you want to really learn the secrets of the trade, pay us more money, and they're squeezing you.
Did you learn any secrets before you had to learn the more secrets? I mean, didn't you get, all the secrets of level 2 before level 3? I don't know, Sam, how do you feel about it?
I have found most colleges find ways to take money from you, whether it's take courses that have...
Even a Clinton family college
that
needs to be looked into, but, we can't talk about that now.
The whole thing comes down to whether or not you knew when you signed up for it what you were signing up for. If he listed it in the contract, then he's innocent. If he didn't, then I would say that he's guilty. I'd have to see the original. What did you sign up for before I'd be able to answer that?
Well, this is the thing for Trump. this is the question, and this is what's going to affect the case. I mean, is it what he did, what Trump personally played, what role did he play in hiring? Did he hire faculty members, promote Trump University himself? That's going to be what's going to help in seeing the outcome of this. What part did he play? Did he play a significant part, or like you said, he gave it to this other person and they handled most of it? I mean, that's going to be what affects this case.
His partner going in on it, an old friend who was like a Harvard, Yale, and all this Princeton graduate. He knows just like all the people in the university system, and a lot of this was online too. So I mean, okay, if something comes out against Trump on this, I'll be surprised. Like you said, it's a civil case. It's not criminal. It's like some people felt that they may have overpaid or paid too much and didn't get enough in return. But when Trump is sitting on 10,000 report cards that give him 5 stars in like so many categories, then he's just going to laugh off 2 people that say they didn't get their money's worth.
Exactly. So we'll just have to see how big of a role
We'll just
plays.
let the judge keep making it a political issue and let the media keep eating it up and let Hillary Clinton put it into her speech like it's some big, gigantic, fraudulent situation when that's not the case.
Well, that is the case. It's fraud. I mean,
I don't think so.
But that's the case. I mean, if he really did.
Oh, that's what the case is about, but I don't think that he's guilty of that.
Well, we'll just have to see. I mean, a summary judgment can't be appealed, and one of the cases that is against him in California is going to go to trial. So we'll see what happens and see how big of a role.
Now, in a civil case, is Trump at any risk of going to jail? No. Will he have to maybe pay some money?
Yes, right.
And how much? Do you have an approximation of how much these people are looking for? Because Trump said he wouldn't settle, because once you become a settler in a case instead of fighting the case, then everyone wants to sue your ass. So he's going to he's going to stay with it, even if the case is 2 days after he's elected president.
Well, he's got 2 cases going right now in California and 1 in New York. So he's pretty upset about the California situation. I mean, he talks about it all the time. He makes comments about it. Usually you don't do when there's a case going on.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good point. He has been talking about it too much for a case that is happening, and I have felt that as well.
I'm like,
should he be saying this much about the case and the judge?
I think it's because he doesn't want to let them be under the impression that he's intimidated by it. I think he's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, he's letting you know that he's not going to be pushed around and intimidated by a civil case, and he could have settled it a long time ago is a thing that he repeats and says a lot. But he doesn't want to be known as a settler. And, I mean, this case, I guess, was brought about before, I'm pretty sure, that he decided to run for president for 2016. And,
right.
Just real quick, people that throw eggs and punch other people in the head and face and sucker punch them or rattle their car or kick out their tail light or burn the American flag or wave Mexican flags or run around like crazy lunatics, are those people because they're anti-Trump? Does that make them liberal Democrats, or does that just make them anti-Trump? And who's paying for all that?
It usually makes them Bernie supporters. I mean, to her credit, you don't normally.
Yeah. So the Mexican flag waving people that were burning shit and throwing eggs at some Trump shirt lady wearing,
To her credit, so far, even though I don't like her at all, Clinton's people have not been violent. They haven't been burning police cars, burning property.
Sam, you say Clinton people, but there are none.
There are
There's
none.
like
Yeah, the ghosts.
200 actors that follow her around in a separate plane, and then they just show up.
George Clooney has not blown up a police car, I guess, is all I can come up with. But, I mean, it's usually Bernie that are like.
In that movie, Three Kings, I think he did. In the movies, he probably did. In one movie, I'm sure he blew up a car. I'm sure I've seen that. George Clooney, he blows up cars. Did you know that Michelle Obama, in a speech that I only watched some of it because she was trashing Trump supposedly by, talking about America being great, or it's always been great, or it's never been great, or some people say it wasn't great, but now it could be great again, but it's not great. Great is subjective, okay? But she says that she wakes up every day in the White House that was built by slaves. Now, if I go to this website, and let me see here.
You're not going to shoot it on with facts, are you, D'Lo?
I mean, so Michelle Obama says every day she wakes up in the White House that was built by slaves, and she waves goodbye to her daughters that go to an amazing, good school that has amazing school lunches, and the cornerstone, of the White House was laid on October 13th, 1792. Stonemasons from Scotland. Stonemasons from Scotland, Anne-Marie.
Mm-hmm. Well,
along with
slaves,
along with free laborers and hired slaves. Hired. What if you're a slave but you're hired? What does it mean when you're hired? I don't know if they got any pay. Maybe the slaves didn't get any pay. But work on the building from spring through fall each year from November 1800 when John and Abigail Adams moved in. And the Adams came to a house that was still unfurnished. Do the slaves put the furniture there? I don't know, Anne-Marie. Do you think that Michelle Obama wakes up in a house built by slaves every day?
Well, I didn't know that, and that's really interesting because, like down south, they have like these plantation houses, and people have weddings in them. Even Paula Deen, remember that chef Paula Deen? She
she said a bunch of stuff. No, she tried to have a plantation wedding with all the black people wearing like outfits.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's like, we shouldn't forget this. This is why, we've come a long way, from slavery, but a lot of these places people go to like as tourists, just like the White House people go to as tourists, but down south they have like these...
Wait a second, they're remaking Roots the movie, but I can't have a slave themed wedding?
A what?
A slave-themed wedding where everyone at the wedding is like all the workers are like slaves. I can't have that?
I don't know that Roots was praising that in and of itself. I don't think that was the purpose of Roots.
The movie of Roots, oh, yeah. Well, the movie of Roots is being remade. It looks pretty good, so I'll probably see it. I don't know.
But I don't understand what the problem with this. If this is a fact that, and I'm sure it was probably built by slaves. There's a lot of, if this is true, and I believe it since we're.
I think she's kind of playing it up. Built by slaves. It was built by stonemasons from Scotland, and free laborers, and also hired slaves. Again, I don't know what the definition in 1792 of hired was.
I can't find anything about hired slaves. I was trying to do it when you first put it up, and I'm getting nothing here.
Well, this article is at whitehousehistory.org, an organization dedicated to the history of the White House. And on this page, building the White House, I entered the word slave, and I have one of one results, and I just read you the paragraph. So, I'm sure we could read through more of this and get some more knowledge and information, but what we do on this show every Saturday, and thanks for tuning in, is give you the, the bullet points, the starting points to do your own research.
HistoryExtra.com. It was pretty much what you now call... this is frightening. Now, keep in mind it was based on color, so that's not right. But this is frightening. It's an analogy that I'm not happy to make, but it's true. If you look up slave labor on HistoryExtra.com, this is dated Monday, April 4th of 2011. The slaves were allowed to hire themselves out and they paid their masters a monthly fee. That is pretty much what all of these places that have cropped up like mushrooms do to all of America. Where they pay you, it's a temp agency where the job is $12 an hour, but you only get paid like $7 because you have to pay your masters who got you the job. They've pretty much kept the same system going, and instead of hosing African Americans, which was wrong, they're now hosing all of us, which is wrong.
Even back then in the building of the White House, Sam, they were hosing the stonemasons from Scotland. That I'm not sure very many of them were black, is what I was implying. But just to put it out there, I mean, I don't know. I think Michelle Obama sort of is pushing a false narrative, but maybe that's just me. I did a little research, not much, but
but you know, but you know what else sounds like hired slaves is like, this is what we're talking about with like the NAFTA, is like the hired slaves. This is why our jobs are going to China. These people work for pennies an hour. And
oh God, okay, that makes.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're
just say it again. Just define what you're talking about, because that's going to be next week's show. But we don't have enough time to get into that much information right now. But next week we're going to talk about.
Well, basically we were talking about like Trump wants to build the wall between here and Mexico, and you know he wants to keep labor in, and you know I was saying unless he could build a wall and not let anybody out, you know he can't keep jobs in America. I mean, he's even making his own clothing line. His daughter has making scarves. We know as recently as even now. I mean, they're making things in China in factories. And we were talking about even the Bratz dolls, Bratz, these Bratz dolls that they sell. They look like Barbie dolls, like kind of slutty Barbie dolls. And over there in China, they make them for they make them, and the people who work are making 5 cents an hour. We looked this up. It's like it's on the Wikipedia. They make 5 cents an hour over there. This is why jobs are going over there.
They chain their kids up to a pole before they go into work for like 12 hours, 14 hours.
I mean, we have labor laws in this country. So basically, no one here is going to work for 5 cents an hour, so that's why they're going to go to China. It is cheaper, and the factories, the conditions aren't great.
So would you say that there is an imbalance? Is there an imbalance in labor between China and the U.S.? Is there an imbalance? Is there a trade sort of imbalance that products can be made there for 5 cents on the dollar, and here it would supposedly cost more, even though we already did that in American history before our jobs got shipped away?
Right, and the other thing, too, is that a lot of these people...
What do people purchase in America? TVs, VCRs, cars, home interior, cleaning supplies.
Even clothes.
Bathing clothing, food. Why can't it all be made here in America? Just a quick question. Sam, what do you think? Why can't it all be made here in America?
I do believe that is where that's always been my problem with Gary Johnson, is that he's attempting to allow companies to try to take on a libertarian mindset in countries that are on uneven playing fields. It's like trying to justify bringing a baseball bat into a football game because you like sports. That's not a good idea, and I think that's what we're running into here, is it's destroying our country to do this, continue doing this.
I'd just like to point out that I grew up here in San Diego, which actually when Trump was here in San Diego, I think that's the closest speech to the United States border that he could have possibly given. Maybe there's some places in Arizona or Texas where he was closer. I know he's visited the border before in the past and talked to the Border Patrol, like 16,500 Border Patrol agents that have endorsed Donald Trump. But I used to go down to Mexico, and I used to live on the border later on in life. But like when I was a little kid, like I used to wear this like cool poncho that I got from Mexico. My dad bought me a Rolomex a Rolomex watch, a fake Rolodex that he bought in Mexico in Tijuana. See, I live here in San Diego. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. I used to live on the Tecate border. I could see the Tecate brewery. I'm sure you've heard of Tecate beer. Yeah, I could see that brewery right from my house window. And I'd hate to tell you, when they did the hops or whatever, oh man, the whole border smelled like pee. It smelled like someone took a gigantic piss over the whole area. I'm serious. Oh man.
But see, the other thing is a lot of these companies.
But see, when I lived there on that border, and I try to imagine now that it's like a gigantic wall, I could kind of see it. I mean, it has to sort of shrink down for the crossing point, because people cross there all the time. There's people that come from Tecate, from Tijuana, from areas on the Mexican side that come across to the American side to work every day. I go down to Las Americas, which is an outlet store here in San Diego, right on the border. And seriously, when you're driving there, if you do not take the proper last exit to get to Las Americas, you're going to be Sergeant Tamarisi stuck in fucking Mexico. Possibly in a Mexican jail if you have guns in your car, like the sergeant. Anyways, I don't know. I'm glad I got that all out here today on the show. I thought we were moving towards science like 20 minutes ago, but
we're gonna do science. Well, I have to ask you, if you're in a car then and you miss that exit, you have a gun in your car, is it better to just stop and take the fine for backing up traffic?
You're on the freeway and there literally is no stop. There's if you try to, if you were in the slow, it's like a 6-lane freeway, seriously. And if you if you missed the exit and got over fast enough, maybe, but you're driving and there's not going in. It's because going in is pretty smooth. Coming out, like the Mexican. So I go to the outlet store at Las Americas, and the guy working there lives in Mexico and has to cross over the border every day. He has to get up 2 hours early just to get across. And I don't know what he pays to do that, but I know it's fucked up, but I pay to ride the trolley every day. And if people paid to cross the Mexican border every day, that would be a lot of money.
All right, here's what we got, D-Lake, for the science. Now, I've got two of them. They're both short. Express.co.uk. Eternal life coming soon. Scientists create anti-aging pills to give you decades more life. This is awesome. The anti-aging pills move closer in its, and then experts identified a protein.
Yeah, I'm going to try to stay alive for that.
For making us older. The molecule in question, this is what ages us greatly, is GSK3, according to a study led by scientists from the University College of London. In the experiment conducted with fruit flies, the team found that GSK3 protein could essentially be shut down with low doses of lithium. As a result, the insects' lives were extended by a staggering 16%. Additionally, a better understanding of this protein could also help scientists battle diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. And although lithium is not lethal to humans, it does come with unwanted side effects of nausea, diarrhea, dizziness, and muscle weakness. So it's likely that scientists will look for an alternative with the same effects. That's excellent news. Once you have, you have to define the enemy to beat the enemy. We have found the major cause of non-genital deformation aging. We have found the actual protein. That's great news. Once you've identified the enemy, many times defeating. That's how the cocktail came to be for AIDS. The other one, RT. The truth isn't that out there. Aliens existed in the past. When discussing intelligent life forms, again, this is RT, not found on Earth, questions and theories tend to focus on whether or not they currently exist. However, new research shows that it is almost impossible for humans to be the only intelligent life forms ever. In the study published last month, empirical evidence shows the likelihood of humans being the only intelligent life form in history of the universe to be 10 billion trillion to 1. That is a 1 followed by 34 zeros. That's about how many people on Earth dislike Hillary Clinton. The odds of winning the Powerball jackpot are 292 million to 1, according to the Boston Globe. It says, to give you an even better idea, the odds of being hit by pieces of satellite debris falling from space are 1 in 21 trillion. That means that you are 476 trillion, 190 billion, 476 million, 190,476.2 times more likely to be hit by satellite debris from
Wait. So, I'm sorry, Sam. Can you repeat that number?
No, thank you. Than be part of only intelligent species anywhere. And here's where the numbers game gets interesting, and this is why it matters. Researchers Adam Frank and Woodrow Sullivan of the Uni of Rochester and Uni of Washington, respectively, took a look at the Drake equation, which was created by scientist Frank Drake in 1961 as a mathematical approach to determining if we were alone in the universe, from Newsweek. However, Frank and Sullivan figured out that if you change the question, you get a different answer. Instead of asking, if we are the only intelligent life form in the universe, they decided to look at whether we have been the only intelligent life in the universe. And this is the end here that's really interesting. By using data from NASA's Kepler spacecraft, the two researchers were able to create a new equation that uses the knowledge that roughly 1/5 of the stars have planets in habitable zones. We've covered that here a lot, where temperatures could support life as we know it, said Frank. That data led them to the final conclusion that the odds of Earth being the only intelligent planet are 1 in 10 billion trillion. The scientific approach to investigating other sources of life could change as a result of these findings. Before our result, you'd be considered a pessimist if you imagine the probability of evolving a civilization on a habitable planet was, say, 1 in a trillion. But even that guess, 1 chance in a trillion, implies that it has happened here on Earth, and with humanity has in fact happened about 10 billion times over the course of cosmic history. 10 billion is the low number. So I thought that was interesting. That is your news from the science front. Uh-oh, D-Lake has found something. He's ready for the entertainment section, Anne Marie. I can feel it in my loins. I can feel it in my loins. Where'd he go? We've lost D-Lake. All right. Yep, we lost D-Lake.
I apologize. I was on mute. I don't know if this is the same. I don't know, because I was fixing for sound. I'm not going to fix for sound. I'm just going to tell you about it. I'm just going to tell you about it.
Oh, I know who that is. That's the girl from Wonder Years.
The girl from the Wonder Years, Winnie.
Well, now I want to see it.
Okay, basically that's Winnie from the Wonder Years, who you all remember from the Wonder Years. But did you know that she is like amazing at math?
I don't even completely remember what the girl looked like.
She had a mathematical theorem. Like the theorem was named after her after she discovered this mathematical theorem. This is not the. This doesn't look like the same special that I watched all about it, but obviously you recognize her, Winnie from the Wonder Years. You recognize her? You know what we're talking about, Sam?
I'd like to see a picture of Winnie, but yes, I kind of. Oh, yes, okay.
You had a crush on little Winnie?
No,
I did.
No, I was a little bit too old, but no.
I was getting a little older, yeah. I felt a little wrong about it, but she seemed just very cute. I don't know. I wasn't. I might have been a little older than Fred Savage here. I was jealous. I was like, Fred, you gotta get with Winnie. You can do it. You can do it, Fred. Sing your heart out, pal. Okay. But anyways, in real life, she is like an amazing mathematician, and her and her friends colleagues at the college came up with a mathematical theorem that is named after her. Her real name is Danica McKellar, or what's her real name? I just had it. Danica something. You know who we're talking about. All right. What else did you have in entertainment news, Samuel?
Fred say there's also a 104-year-old woman that got a tattoo. You're going to want to look that up. But the oldest person in the world attributes her long life to desalinization. No, she doesn't. Eggs and being single. As this is from Time, as confirmed by the Guinness Book of World Records. Ask the oldest living person.
Oh, bacon and eggs.
A tiny 116-year-old Italian woman. What the key to her longevity is, and her response would surprise you. The Guinness World Records confirmed on Monday that Emma Morano of Verbania, Italy, is now the oldest living person at 116 and 169 days old.
Yeah, because Susanna Mushat Jones died.
You knew her name. That's awesome.
Susanna had it at 116 years old. Eats diet of bacon and eggs. African American old lady, and she passed away, and now this other lady is the new lady, and she also eats eggs. I'm going out and getting eggs and bacon and eggs and beans right now.
With you. In 2015, she shared that her long life is eating 3 raw eggs a day, and has
so this is Emma,
and has since gone to 2 eggs a day since she was in her teens. Doctor recommended it to her for anemia. She's the oldest person alive. So there you go. I got that. 2 more quick ones. But I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you guys go with one before I do my last 2.
Oh, in entertainment? Emery, you got to go next. I don't know what I have.
Oh, let's see. Okay, well, I was going to talk about this in last week's show. It was like DMX was in the news. Bernie Sanders entered the rally with the sounds of DMX's "Where the Hood At," and so that brought him.
Where the hood at? DMX.
And DMX is now the other reason why DMX is in the news is he has a lot of children. His girlfriend is expecting he's gonna have his 13th child. 13.
Oh,
so
congratulations.
And he was arrested for failing to pay $400,000 of back child support.
Is that all?
He spent 6 months. I know, right? So anyway, that's what he was in the news for. People were talking.
Got him off. He's had enough Viagra. Holy smokes! All right, I've got PJ Dub. Muslims celebrated in the streets after the Paris massacre. Eagles of death metal singer Jesse Hughes, who was playing at the Bataclan Theater when it was targeted by ISIS jihadists, claimed in a new interview that he saw Muslims celebrating in the streets after the Paris massacre. I wonder if they're going to tell him it didn't happen, like they told Donald Trump.
Was there thousands of them on the rooftops, or what did they say?
He hallucinated thousands of them on the rooftops, I think. It says, a day after, at the stadium, and I covered this on The Correct Views, Muslims booed the moment of silence, and we barely heard about it in the press, Hughes told Taki magazine, referring to the Turkish soccer fans who jeered. It's listed as us Turkey fail on my site. I saw Muslims celebrating in the street during the attack. I saw it with my own eyes in real time. I love when people have to say real time now when they see something. How did you know what was going on? There must have been coordination, said the singer.
Because it wasn't fake time.
Yeah, I guess so. Hughes, it must have been what Trump saw when he saw the protesters in New York. It must have been fake time.
I guess he's saying it's not on TV.
Hughes also reiterated his claim that Muslim security guards who were working at the Bataclan Theater on the night of the attack were complicit in the massacre. Now, friends, people say, why do you listen to celebrities? They don't know what they're talking about. Yes, a lot of times people that do that, whether you're a celebrity or not, if you play a lot of clubs, you know how things work. I'm playing tonight at Happy Jack's Landing in Akron. There was no denying the terrorists were already inside. They had to get in somehow. Now, this is somebody that knows about passes. Hughes knows what he's talking about here. He knows how you go in and out of backstage areas at a club. During the shooting, I went outside and the backstage door was propped open. How did that happen? Said Hughes, adding that he saw Salim Absalam staring at his friend earlier in the day inside the theater. There were girls who were involved. They were at the venue and they vanished before the shooting. And these women were in traditional Muslim garb. They knew people wouldn't check them because of the way they were dressed. They got caught a few days later, said Hughes. And it's by no means the first time that so-called moderate Muslims have been seen celebrating in the attacks. And it talks about Belgium's Vice Prime Minister Jan Jabon admitted into street celebrations. It's happened.
So he's really attesting to, in what he says is real time, is an infiltration. Like, he's saying that people were covertly in and came through the back door and didn't have the appropriate passes.
Yes, and there were women that weren't checked that he believes brought weapons in. However, it appears Hughes has dispensed his concerns over being politically correct. He said, look at the guys who bombed Brussels. They were wearing black gloves on one hand. Their luggage was too heavy to lift, but they didn't want help from anyone. Nobody brought this up until after the bombs went off. In other words, the PC, don't ask the guy who's breathing.
Yeah, how does a person, any person, and this is what I don't understand kind of about like some other cultures other than mine, is how do you get into a place in essentially a overflowing ninja muumuu that no one can see what's under there? All they can see is your eyes. And those probably have dark makeup. Or what if I wore a burqa with my glasses? I mean, oh, hey, is that D-Lake? Yeah.
It's D-Lake with his beard. All right, D-Lake,
yeah,
I've got
and my ninja suit's like out to here with like rifle butts like stick and like ninja blades and shit. But it's like, oh, just come on in. It's cool. No reason to pat down the ninja.
If you're listening to this, would like to see D-Lake in a burqa, make sure you let us know in the comment line. As you write decolonization, let us know if you want to see D-Lake in a burqa. All right, guys, D-Lake, get it ready. You know what I have to do for my last, right? You know. Longtime CBS journalist, Morley Safer.
Is it time for Sam's obituary column?
Now, he was a big lefty, but I'm still not happy he died. Morley Safer, a celebrated television journalist, yes, if you're a lefty, known for his longtime role on the CBS program 60 Minutes, died Thursday at 84. He was one of the most important, journalists in any medium ever, said CBS. He broke ground and will be forever synonymous with 60 Minutes. He was a gentleman, a scholar, a great raconteur, all of those things and much more. He'd been in declining health. His retirement was only last week, a week before his death, I should say, and he died at his Connecticut home. He was with them for 46 years. He was known, of course, we all know what he did on 60 Minutes, his reporting. In 97, he used his Canadian citizenship to get into China posing as a tourist, and with an assistant using a home movie camera, delivered the Red China Diary, the first broadcast of the U.S. network inside a communist nation. So, brave journalism there on his part back then, and no longer with us. Gandhi.
I kind of remember him more from, like, these younger, like, well, my parents were big fans of 60 Minutes, you know, when I was growing up, and, like, I remember him doing his reports on 60 Minutes, I mean, in, like, the 80s. I don't know what year this is, but I remember this guy. I remember when he was, like, in the I remember, like, this stuff, when he was, like, in the trenches at CBS.
That is him. I didn't even think, that is
him. Oh, this is what I remember, like, this. He was kind of like a Rambo reporter when he was in the trenches, but I don't know. We'll probably find out one day that was all, like, in Santa Monica or something. Sam,
I know. I didn't know. You had to tell
Sam,
me.
Muhammad Ali.
I didn't want to steal your thunder. I had missed it, and you told me.
It's not my thunder, dude. You're the obituary. You're the
But you
mortician on the
found
show.
it. You legitimately found it. You legitimately found
Well,
it.
I mean, it was this morning's top headline news, and you're like, oh, I have something for the obituary column.
And it
Like
wasn't
this show is intended to be kind of like. Remember when you used to read the newspaper on Sunday morning and the paperboy would throw it at your doorstep? And like that still sort of happens. The paperboy in my neighborhood drives a car now. You know, like I used to ride a bike. I was a paperboy for the Union and the Tribune, and now they've since
used to
teamed
throw
up.
it like a crazy person. Wow! Hit like the windows and shit.
No, no, man. I was like bullseye. I was like bullseye for the doorstep.
No,
Doorstep every time.
You delivered your papers to the desalinization plants. I'm helping you people.
Sam, Muhammad Ali has died. Muhammad Ali.
That sucks.
He's only been on death's doorstep for like 10 years.
Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Nobody. Something.
Yeah.
Nobody.
All his early stuff, I mean, is amazing, and yeah, they've made movies about him and stuff. I mean,
an American icon.
You know, I don't think I ever even watched that one movie with the Will Smith one, but
No, I didn't.
I've watched like all his old fights and stuff and clips and stuff and specials. The Greatest.
His
Titan
daughter's kind of mad. His daughter's kind of
Greatest. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm Muhammad Ali. The Greatest. Titan of 20th century. Top fights. Video. Dodges 23 punches in 10 seconds. Historic Liston bout gave birth to legend. It's just a job. Grass grows. Birds fly. Waves pound sand. I beat people up. I'm Muhammad Ali. MLB team, Major League Baseball team, prematurely announces death at game. Oh, guys, come on. That's
What?
Heart wouldn't stop beating for 30 minutes. Oh, man. Passing treated like head of state. Oh, well, that's good. Tangled love life leaves troubled legacy. Oh, man, I hope I don't have that problem. Family to spar over his fortune. Oh, Emery, how do you feel about those headlines? Which one should we click? Emery, I just read you the headlines on Drudge for Ali dead. Which one should I click? Which one do you want me to click? Which one?
The love life. The love life. I'm all.
Love life. Tangled love life leaves troubled legacy. Okay.
Yeah, I've never heard anything. I mean, his daughter Layla isn't like she like a wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I never heard of anything troubling, from her. Like she's never came out with a book, or I don't think. Or
So who cares if the baseball game announced it or not? The man died. He was an American icon. I'm sorry, it's news. The Marlins were not wrong here.
I mean, they have a picture here with two women, but it's his sister-in-law, Marilyn Williams, on the left. And wait. His left? I don't know, and wife Lonnie. Which one is his wife? His wife and his wife's sister, and he's with them both. I mean, I mean, is that a tangled love life? His wife and the wife's sister? What?
Oh, it said at the top that he has 9 children and 2 love children. So maybe they have to get like a DNA test to prove it or something. I don't know.
Oh, 9 children, 2 love children. Love children. What are those again? That's like when you just. I know what a love child is. Never mind. Okay, well, Muhammad Ali is dead. Let's focus on his boxing career, not when he's already all kind of like fragile. And let's focus on this. When he was like pounding ass, the greatest.
What did he die of? I'm trying to look.
Let's click on this. Muhammad Ali, the greatest. There he is. That's how he should be remembered. Where's the picture of him standing over what was that, the Rumble in the Jungle? Let's look it up.
Was that against George Foreman? Was that the one?
Muhammad Ali knockout. Boom. Image. There it is. That's the historic pic right there. People have this shit like tattooed on them. Knockout. Boom. There it is again. Boom. He's like, "You're out, sucker!"
I want to see the tattoo. Wait, I missed it.
No, I'm saying people have this tattooed on themselves.
Gotcha. I didn't see a tattoo.
Oh. Hey, Sam, you know commentator Roger Stone? He's on
Yes.
InfoWars sometimes. Do you know that he has a tattoo?
Is it a tattoo of Anne Marie?
This is real. He has a tattoo of Richard Nixon on his back.
Is it really real? That's not real, is it?
It's real. He says it's real. He was just talking about it the other day on an AMA, saying that, yeah, I have a tattoo of Nixon on my back the size of a grapefruit. He worked on his campaign. Like, every time he's talking, you see pictures of, like, Nixon behind him. Look, there he is. He's got Nixon behind him all the time. Look at this one, Sam. You'll like this. There he is. There's Roger Stone.
Wow. With Nixon on him. And licks on him, I guess, too. Licks and Nixon. You got licks and Nixon. There you go.
That chick's boobies. Is that a tranny?
I don't think.
Looks like a full-fledged female to me.
Yeah, it doesn't look
He's
very
got the Nixon tattoo on his back. Looks like he's been working out a little bit.
He's got something else on his front.
He's got what?
He's got something else on his front.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is on Fox News. They're like, "Oh my God! Professional dirty trickster has a weird tattoo of Nixon on his back."
I don't think he's a trickster. But
Oh. Look, okay. Let's see. Muhammad Ali tattoo.
Jimmy Savile with that cigar. He needs to get rid of that cigar.
Muhammad Ali tattoo. People have these tattoos. See, I told you people had that on their tattoo. Look, boom.
Oh, there it is.
Look, there's the cover of Drudge, as someone already has on a tattoo. Look at that.
D-Lake's
I
gonna
mean,
get
they had it
Drudge
before
logo.
Drudge. I mean, that's a classic picture. Look, cover of Drudge, somebody's tattoo.
Are you going to get a Trump tattoo if he's elected in the middle of your shoulder blade?
On the middle of my, top middle of my back.
The head.
Oh, yeah.
Holding Trump head. Anne Marie,
I'll use my back hair to make a Trump wig.
Anne Marie,
like,
if you were
Curl
intimate
it.
with the guy and you woke up the following morning and he's laying there, you know, and you realize he's got a floating Nixon head.
That would scare me like a nightmare.
That's a whole show. Surprise tattoo, surprise sex tattoos. Like next morning, like, oh my God.
I do have the best tattoo of I'm not going to give her name, of an ex-girlfriend I had. She had a small Tigger tattooed on her butt. So guess what that did when you were behind her?
Oh.
Tigger bounced. Yep, he did.
Yeah, no.
It was a cool tattoo.
I gotta try to find this. Go ahead for a second, you guys. I have some amazing entertainment.
Oh God. When D-Lake says he has amazing entertainment news, all you can do is take like a white knuckle grip and hold on. He's coming.
Here she is. Oh man, go ahead for a second, you guys. I want to put this to music, or else it'll be better. Just give me a second on this.
I absolutely, yeah, he's got an ad he has to get. And friends, this is where you don't want to zone out in the show, because this is where God only knows what D-Lake's going to show you. It'll probably be something that scars you forever. It'll be great.
All right, are you guys ready?
Ready.
Oh wait. Okay, we got to get through a quick commercial here. 15 seconds. People dancing. That looks great. Okay. We got it on me. We're on me. Okay, here it comes.
Something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been.
Okay, this girl has like a chick painted, or, kind of like a tattoo, but painted on her nose, so she's making the girl twerk.
That's the most frightening thing I've ever seen. I hate that song.
No, Sam, watch. Okay, I'll turn the sound off. This is called nose twerking.
Just get ready to work, 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 work. To me, I do work, 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 work. You see me do me da 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 da. So me gotta work, 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 work. Da 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 da. When you walk, da 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 da. Before the table turn, 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 turn. Beg you something,
I'm
please.
so gonna like paint this gal up like that. I'm absolutely painting my wife up like that. That is, even though Rihanna is terrible, that is hilarious. That is mind-blowingly hilarious. I still want to go nose twerking.
Yeah, that even looks like a different clip that I saw. I didn't know the song was Rihanna, or else I wouldn't have played it, Sam. I know how you feel about that sort of thing.
No. That's priceless. I'm so drawn on my wife's nose. She's doing.
You're like, hey, can you draw this on your nose? The best part is when she does the like double bumpy bump. Like right here comes right there. Ah! That's the best part.
Oh wow. No, that needs to be the thumbnail for the show.
All right, I'll try to take a screenshot for you, Sam. I'll find that picture, I'm sure. All right, what did I have in entertainment?
Nothing's gonna beat that.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was gonna save it, but I think I'm feeling pretty good. You guys feel like going a little long today? You want to play a game? Anne-Marie versus Sam?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
I'll do, yes.
You will do it, Sam?
I'm in.
All right. There's no contender ranking yet. Well, there sort of is. Sam's played this game before. It's called the Google Autofill game.
Oh, I'm horrible at this game. I've never even come close to winning.
It's the Google Autofill game, and I'm your host, D-Lake for Prez. These are the rules. As you know on Google, when you start to type something in, Google will autofill. It will give you suggestions. It will give you like lead-ins and what's next to type, so you can just scroll down and click, what it thinks you're going for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way that we play the game, the rules are that if you guess the number 1 Google autofill, you will get 3 points. If you guess the number 2, you will get 2 points. If you guess the number 3 on the list, you will get 1 point. If you guess the number 4, you will get no points, but I will get no points. But if you fail to guess the top 3, then I will get 1 point. So there is a way for D-Lake to win this game.
I'm
going to prep my studio that I can keep score.
You could say fly.
Here.
I would say birds, and it wouldn't come up. I swear.
Birds. Now, no cheating. No cheating. Everyone, hands in the air. No typing into Google as we play. I will be the only one typing into Google as we play the Google Autofill game. Today on the show we have Anne-Marie v. Sam, and also D-Lake eligible for points, and I told you how that could happen. All right, here we go. We're going to start with some political searches. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm going to be.
Anne-Marie, Sam, are you ready?
Ready.
First Google autofill. Trump says space blank. So now you have to fill in the blank. Do you all understand how we play the game? Trump says blank.
Hillary.
And Anne-Marie.
You're fired? I was going to say you're stupid. He likes to say you're stupid. But I guess you're fired. I'll go with that. Because that's like his trademark.
Trump says China. Trump says China remix. Trump says he's a Democrat. Trump says huge. D-Lake with 1 point. Thank you. Thank you. Are you guys? Did that help get you warmed up, get a feel for the game? Everyone ready for?
It helped me do what I always do in this game. I can't wait.
Number 2, Google autofill. Hillary wants. Hillary. Wait, you turned the caps on there. Hillary wants blank.
Oh.
I know these are hard. That's how I intended them. Hillary wants
Delegates.
delegates. Okay, good guess. Anne-Marie.
Women? She's supposed to be like lesbian. Maybe she wants women? Would that be on there?
Now, keep in mind that the safe search, I do believe, is on. Do you want to guess again, or are you good?
Yeah, women. That should be
Hillary
your
wants
search.
women. Hillary wants war with Russia. Hillary wants emails released. Hillary wants to be president. Hillary wants open borders. I'm sorry, D-Lake with another point. Jeez. Guys, I thought you'd be better at this game.
How did you think I
Maybe
would?
should I have made it easier? We're gonna get into. Okay, look. We're still in the specific political searches category. I'm getting a little bit of echo. I don't know who that is, but turn me down just a little bit. The next Google autofill is Bill Clinton blank. When people go search Bill Clinton on Google, what do you think they're looking for the most? Is how you should approach your answer, I believe. And Bill Clinton blank.
Monica.
Sam, you keep guessing first.
That's true.
Because you keep guessing first and you keep going for it. But look, I'm gonna let Anne-Marie answer first, and then let you answer, Sam. So whatever you just said, yeah, you get a do-over, a mulligan. Anne-Marie gets to answer first this one. Anne-Marie, go
Pick
ahead.
Monica. You're doomed. I picked you.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest
gosh.
that. Bill Clinton.
Oh, Bill Clinton.
What? Bill Clinton blank. Because Google autofill is gonna. If you have to think about the Google algorithm is like, what are people searching the most? Okay.
But
so when people put in Bill Clinton, what is the next thing that they want to know most about him? Bill Clinton blank.
Scandals?
Good guess. And Sam, you get a guess.
Now, see, they're going to censor this out, but I would assume most people would look up rape.
Bill Clinton rape.
Ooh.
That's really after that.
Again, the safe search is on, Sam, but he went for it. Okay, I'm sorry. Bill Clinton house, Bill Clinton age, Bill Clinton net worth, Bill Clinton presidency. You guys are not very good at this game.
No.
I'm better at Mad Libs. We should.
I don't know if you guys are going to get this next one. Bernie Sanders blank. We just did Bernie Sanders, or we just did Bill Clinton blank. What do people want to know the most? So, Bernie Sanders blank. And keep in mind what people wanted to know about Bill Clinton, I guess. I don't know. Anne-Marie, you go first again, and then Sam.
Let's see. His age? I mean, maybe these people want to know his age?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay, and Sam.
Socialist.
What?
Oh.
Socialist.
Bernie Sanders socialist?
Yes.
Okay. Bernie Sanders' age is the top #1 answer. Anne-Marie with 3 points.
Wow.
Yay.
Just shows you how people can come back in this game. We are now tied, Anne-Marie. And Sam, you said socialist, and I'm sorry, you received 0 points. Bernie Sanders.
I'm not surprised.
Just so people here, I'll go to my screen share, just so people don't get it twisted that I, create these results. Bernie Sanders age, Bernie Sanders news, Bernie Sanders California, Bernie Sanders wife. Everything below that is not in play, but net worth, poll, memes, New York, Twitter, and San Diego.
Oh, wow.
Of course, San Diego. Now San Diego is probably catered to me, but he was just here, so that could go either way. All right. Oh, I have to take you off screen share so you can't see the answers. Next are more general searches, and I think you'll probably both do better in this category. It's now
Sure.
Emery 3 points, D-Lake 3 points, Sam 0 points. The next Google autofill is homemade blank. Homemade blank.
Wine.
Emery?
Oh, that's good. Let's see. Homemade. There's two things I was thinking. Either cheesecake or I was thinking Play-Doh because I'm always looking up recipes for. I'd say cheesecake. Homemade cheesecake.
Wow.
I love cheesecake.
And Sam, you said what?
Wine.
Oh, homemade wine. That's right. Okay. Homemade baked beans.
Oh,
Homemade knockout gas. Homemade knockout gas was number 2.
cool.
Homemade ice cream, number 3. And number 4, homemade donuts. Followed by pizza, pancakes, knockout drops, lemonade, brownies, chicken, noodle soup. You like with another point.
I'm doing great.
We're going to continue with we're continuing with general searches.
General saying.
Most common blank. Most common. What do the majority of people using Google typing in most common? What are they looking for? The most common.
That's right there.
What's that? You defer?
No, it was her turn.
Yeah, Amory, it's your turn to go first.
Let's see. Most common
Most
allergies?
common-
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Picture yourself in front of the Google machine, and you're looking something up right now. Most common. And
I
Google,
don't know.
Google says, I think this is what you're looking for. What do they say that is number 1?
Common. I was gonna say allergies. I don't know why.
Most common allergies. I'll accept that as an answer. And Sam, you say?
Mistake.
Most common mistake.
Oh.
That was a good answer, I thought, but it's most common blood type, most common interview questions, most common last names was number 3, and number 4, most common name in the world. People wanted to know a lot about the most common names. D-Lake with another point. Wow, I'm up to 5.
I feel like my have one of the most common names.
It's 5-3-0. Sam, you gotta get into this game, Sam. Here's another very general search. The best blank, Sam. The best blank.
All right, I'm going to go mainstream American here. Football team. Football team.
The best football team.
Yes. I'm completely going Joe Sixpack here.
Okay, I don't know if that's such a good idea, Sam, but that's great.
Okay, I can tell by the look in his eyes.
I'm looking at. Oh, you can see me, right? You guys can see me. Well, I'm looking at the answers. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. That's biased.
Didn't have any.
Okay. I'm gonna give you, Sam. I'm gonna give you 20 seconds to make another guess. I want someone to get some points here.
All right.
The best
Remedy.
remedy. I'll accept that. And Anne Marie.
I was just
The best.
looking up the best pizza. I was just looking up the best pizza in Ohio, and I found out they have horrible pizza there. Sam, you didn't tell me about this. They don't melt cheese on their pizza.
The best pizza.
Do you know it's Ohio style?
Pizza did come up in the homemade.
Oh,
Okay, but it didn't come up this time. I'm sorry. The best of me. The best of me. Is that a movie? That's the number 1 answer. The best man. Common in weddings was the number 2 answer. Number 3, the best of me cast. And the best is yet to come.
What's the next one? Since Best of Me was in there twice. You got to give us
The best offer. The best years of our
Damn it.
lives. The best
I
exotic
can't even win
marigold
on the
hotel.
technicality.
The best day of my life. The best man holiday. And the best song ever. But no one guessed song, did they?
I almost said musician, but close
Yeah.
enough. Damn it.
Okay. Why did I go back a page? That doesn't make any sense. Let's see.
Terrible.
Okay. You might do good on this one, Sam, and you get to answer first. Worst time to blank. Worst time to...
Oh.
Worst time to...
Have diarrhea.
Oh, jeez. Safe search still on, but I'll accept that if you... Is that your final
If you
answer?
think safe search is going to shut off diarrhea, then okay. The worst time to fart. There. How's that? It's got to come up. It's
Time
gotta
to
come up.
fart?
The worst time to
I'll
fart.
take fart. I'll take fart as your answer. Is that your final answer?
That's it. I like farting. It's mine.
Okay. And Anne-Marie,
Oh, let's
worst
see.
time to...
Go on your honeymoon? I don't know.
Ooh, I think that's a good one. Good guess. Worst time to buy a house. Big decision there, buying a house. Worst time to water lawn. Worst time to buy a car. Worst time to visit Cancun. Now, that's the number 4 answer, so I can't give you any points, but visit Cancun, visit Hawaii, go on a cruise. Worst time to have sex. Worst time to buy airline tickets. Worst time to post on Instagram. Those were all under the number 4
I
answer.
so expected potty humor to be at the top of that one. I really did.
Sometimes, I mean, Google, but the thing with Google is sometimes there's like 2 autofills, sometimes there's like, this time there's like 10. Okay, so that was a good one. But I got the point, and I have 6 points, and Amory has 3 points, and Sam has no points.
But I'm gonna come back.
Okay, I think you can come back big here, Sam. If you get both number 1 answers, you are right back in this, baby. The final 2 are years, or have to do with years. Or I was feeling something, I wanted to go with something about years. So,
I wanted to go with something about year.
I don't know, Sam, that's just how I put the game together. The next Google autofill, number 9, is last year of blank. Last year of blank.
I'm so happy you're first.
Last year of blank. Anne-Marie, I think it's your turn to go first. Last year of...
Last year of... last year of... I don't know. Like I'm thinking like a bucket list, like the last year of your life. Maybe what people... maybe people looking at their bucket list. Last year of your life? Somebody's life?
Last year of your life?
I got this one, deal.
Anne-Marie, is that your final answer? Last year of your life?
Yes.
I got this.
Sam thinks he has it. Sam, what do you say?
School.
I'm sorry?
School.
Okay. The number 1 answer is last year of Full House.
Oh, damn it.
The number 1 answer is last year of Full House. The number 2 answer, worth 2 points, is last year of high school. Sam with 2 points. Right back in it. Last year of Ford Ranger, last year of Pontiac, last year of Ford Bronco, Copper Penny, Trans Am, Silver
I didn't know
Coin,
whether
Wheat
to
Penny,
go high
Silver
school or
Diamonds.
college. I didn't know whether to go high school.
You were smart to say just school because I would have given you either one. Good call on that. If you said college, I might have gave you high school, but I don't know. That's a tough call.
Anne-Marie just
Tough call. I'm glad I didn't have to make it.
She quit. She's like, I've had it. I'm done.
Maria's got that one, number 1. Okay. This one is, let me see. This is the final question.
Okay.
No, well, this isn't the double one. Is it the double one? All right. This is the final question. Anne-Marie, where'd she go?
She was so intimidated by school that she went to sleep. But I'm ready. She'll be back.
Sam right back in the game with 2 points. It's 2-3 to 6. Emery was like, she okay? No, she's good.
Alright. Oh, sorry. I had to check on the little guy. Okay.
Okay, that's great. Perfect timing. All right. Because I was trying to decide, I'm like, should I go with this? This will be the final question, which, as you might know from the rules, I don't know, did I say all this in the beginning? The final question is worth double. In the final question, all points are worth double, and you also get 2 guesses. So everything is double in the final question. The final question is, first time you blank.
Went to a desalinization plant. No, I'm kidding. No.
Is that your answer? Is that your final answer?
Oh, well, that's the one on this is going to be obvious. So, but okay.
Well, it doesn't look like the safe search is turned on this one. I'm sorry. That could be a clue. First time you blank. That's Sam.
So you have to be very.
Or Sam, would you like to go first, or would you like to defer? Would you like to go first, or would you like Amory to go first?
I'm going to go first, only because I'm horrible at it. And the obvious,
Okay, Sam, lowest points in the game, but he's ready to go first. First time you blank.
The obvious answer is have sex. It's the obvious one. That's why I was like, well, this is going to be a whoever goes first freebie here. But we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. And Amory, first time you...
Kissed. Kiss.
Oh!
Oh, kissed.
Oh, she may have even found a better one.
Jeez. Okay, you guys both get 2 guesses at this, and any guess that you make is worth double the points. You both had similar things, and I need you to both be more specific so that I can make a ruling on this.
The first time
with your second guesses, it has to get.
Okay.
I don't know how else to say it, but it has to.
The first time you had anal sex, and I'm doing this because of the 50 Shades of Grey.
No.
Okay. The 50 Shades of Grey crowd, I'm assuming.
First time anal?
Yeah.
Okay, Sam and Anne-Marie, first time anal? You're allowed to guess the same thing because it could be worth the points, but go ahead. What do you think? First time you...
Am I substituting for the word kiss right now? Or am I going to my second guess? Are you accepting kiss as the first guess?
Yeah. You get 2 guesses. Your first guess was kiss, and your second guess is... It's separate. It's totally different guess.
I would say drink beer. Like, had your first beer.
Oh.
First beer? Like
yeah,
first time you blank? Got drunk or something?
Yeah, like you had your first like alcoholic beverage. Yeah, the first time you got drunk.
Now, answers on this, and I swear it's on regular search. And I'm going to invite everyone. Sam, are you in front of your computer? And Anne-Marie, are you both in front of your computers right now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, both of you right now, if you go to Google and type in first time you blank.
Hold on, I got to go to Google.
Just so that we can all have comparative answers on this, because sometimes it is different. When I was creating this game, my friend and I actually...
First time you...
Go to screen share, too, if you can. But my friend and I, they were slightly different, but it was all within the same top, like 10.
Oh, these are dirty. These are really dirty. I thought you said these are filtered.
I said the safe search is off. Or I said the safe search is on, I mean. Safe search is on and they're dirty, right?
They're dirty.
What's first time YouTube? That doesn't make any sense. First time you came, first time YouTube, first time came and girl, first time made a guy come.
Okay, so Sam, do you feel that you got any points on your search? You said had sex and anal. I don't see those on there. But it came, the first time you came, is that the same as having
I'd
sex?
give me like a half point if I was feeling.
Well, I'm going to give
That's
you
about it.
first time you came, first time you had sex, you said.
I didn't do very well.
I'll give you 2 points. So you have 4. Anne-Marie, you said kiss and drink beer. And I'm just not seeing those. But Sam did get points, but I didn't get. So it's 6-4. All right, D-Lake wins the game, and then Sam and Anne-Marie. The last one was dirty. I was trying to say that with the safe cert, or I was trying to. I don't know.
You sound like Obama.
If
Where can they find you, D-Lake?
I'm D-Lake for Prez. You can find me all over the internet. If you put in D-Lake for Prez, like on Google or YouTube, you'll find some amazing cool stuff. Maybe it could be from a long time ago, or just yesterday, or today, or next week, or next month. You never know in a Terminator universe that we live in. D-Lake for Prez, joined by Sam Ibidigenji of The Correct Views and Anne-Marie every Saturday on TMS Live, hashtag TMS Live. I think we might change the name soon. I think we're going to come up with something new and different and fresh. Get the website.
Saturday edition. I tell you, I say it every week.
Just the Saturday edition. I'm going to go look up if we can get that.com. That sounds like a great idea. Don't steal it from us. Don't steal it from us. That's ours. All right, Anne-Marie, where can people find you?
Right here on the Media Speaks.
All right. And also possibly moving to a new state coming up. Is that right?
Yes. We're moving. We're getting down to West Virginia. I'm so excited.
All right.
We'll be hanging out at Buzzbin and all kind of concert clubs around here. You'll love it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
you're moving not too far from Sam. He knows all the best places. And Sam, where can Anne-Marie find you when she gets there?
Well, the main place you want to find me tonight is at Happy Jack's Landing in Akron. It's on Maslin Road, and Passing Time is playing our first show since Halloween because we have been working on our EP, and we're playing. Not only are we doing our set as we sound now, but longtime fans might know that we used to be a straight techno project, and we're playing all the old techno stuff that we don't do anymore during the second set. Other than that,
well, that's a late night special treat for the second set. That sounds cool.
That's going to be fun. And then you can find me at youtube.com/thecorrectviews. I am on Tumblr, and you can get a hold of me at thecorrectviews@hotmail.com.
And, Correct Views, that's a great channel. What's up with that one report that you released last month that has like 17,000 plus clicks? What's that all about?
1,700 views, approaching 1,800 on the massive Fukushima update Part 1 for May. And I think some people might be missing the Part 2 because the thumbnail is also an election day, the way it felt.
I heard it was 17 million, but everyone go check it out.
17 billion hits. It's awesome.
Quadrillion. But great report. And Sam always been on top of the Fukushima. We were talking before the show. I've had some issues that we all get on top of our certain issues. Doesn't make us biased. We're trying to bring everything we possibly can. I mean, look at all the stuff we talked about today. It's just that. It's kind of like reading the paper, like I said earlier. Great show, everyone. Come join us again next week for a much better show.
Pour juice on you, champ.